Driftwood, cedar. Good choice. WoodSpirit, cedar driftwood. Draw center line. Draw nose. Center line, nose. Make nose size same. Same size. Nose. Guys, once again in this video, I'm going to be using the Kutzall carving burrs. This is on a Kutzall Dremel flex shaft. I run a 4300. Don't feel like you have to run a 4300. And this is a fordome industrial model with a 1/4 inch Kutzall extreme flame burr. The links on my burrs, what burrs I use, will be in the description below, guys. So I thought I'd try a new approach, a simpler approach at carving the WoodSpirit faces. What I did is I drew my nose on, like you just saw, put my center line on there, and I've cut all around the nose. Look how high that nose is sticking off, guys. Okay. So I cut around here, deep in there, and what I mean by feathering out my other videos, I feathered all this out. You don't see any cut marks in here. I feathered it all away. So once again, my normal, let's do our center line. So this part here, we're gonna do the mustache. Okay? Put your center line in all the way down. Use pencil, guys. I'm just using pen so you can see the video. See it in the video. So let's put our, let's just give this guy a smaller beard, mustache, I mean. Okay, start it lower here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to carve on the outside of the lines here. All the way around, real deep down in this mouth to make it so the lip right here will be flush with the bottom of the nose, maybe even a bit farther back. Okay, you see at this point here, I got my mustache cut in, I cut my lines there, and I feathered everything away, right? See how the mustache is raised up higher now? Okay, it's raised in there too. Okay, I'm not going to cut the bottom lip in yet, because I can still cut deeper down in here as I go. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to draw a quick template for the eyes. You can do any kind of eyebrows you want. You can make them like this. You can make them slanted. So anyways, that's just a template for the eyes. Okay. Now, got my center line there. I'm going to draw my forehead in. And his cheekbones. Try and make these two sides equal, guys. You can start off making your forehead a bit bigger at first, because you can always cut it back. So now what I'm going to do, I got my forehead drawn in. I'm going to cut real deep in here, like deeper than this. I'm going to cut way down in there. And then once it's cut all the way around, I'm going to round these corners on the inside of the face. And then I'm going to cut the forehead all the way in there, all the way down to my bottom cut. Okay, and I'm going to cut these eyes down too, so the nose will be the highest part sticking off the piece. So once again, I'm going to cut straight down in there, about that deep, well, about to there, and then I'm going to feather it all down. See how the nose sticks highest up now, okay? With this carving so far, I'm not too happy with the way this rises up. So I might cut some of this down lower, but I won't film that. So at this point, you see how far it is in there? I could still even cut it deeper. Look, that's like, that's at least 3/4 of an inch. It's all sloped down that way, right? Like a slow hill, guys. So now at this point, you can make your nose as big as you want it, like as tall as you want it. So I'm going to bring it up here. Kind of give them a little bit of a honker. Then I'm going to cut my eyebrows in right here. I'm making this piece for a gift for a special little girl that lives in my town. Okay, so and then I'm going to cut these eyes, and I'm going to cut all deeper in here. I'm going to carve eyeballs in this, and I'll try and do a tutorial how I do my eyeballs. But I'm going to cut all this out, make it proportionate. I'm going to carve the nostrils in too. So I just do one, try and make the nostrils the same on each side, guys. Okay. So I cut on the outside of the nostril lines, and then I cut all this out too. Okay, and then I'll feather my nostrils around. I'll just do the cuts. I won't do the detail carving yet till I show you guys how I do it, my style. Okay, so you can see I got my eyebrows cut in, okay? And I got my nostrils cut in too. See? So I'm going to cut all this away on a slant like this. Yeah, I'll just carve all this away, okay? Then it will make your nostrils stick out farther. Then I'm going to round these nostrils. Now let me carve my eyes in. You guys, you know there's lots of different carvers online that do wood spirits and faces. So if you want to watch videos how to carve eyes and carve noses, there's tons on there. So you don't have to follow exactly what I do, because I kind of have my own style. My style is kind of like a Japanese oni devil eyes. So you can see this side is bigger than this side. It's okay though. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's a good thing about wood spirits. They don't have to be 100% perfect. So now I'm going to carve. I'm going to clean up the nose. Okay, that's what I'm going to do first. That'll take me 2 seconds. Then I'm going to cut outside these lines on the outside of the eyeballs. Okay, just pretend these are eyeballs. I'm going to cut all on the outside. And then once I get deep cuts in there, I'm going to round this off so it's round, kind of like an eyeball, the best I can do anyways. So it's going to look round inside there. Like round, you know what I mean? Like an eyeball. Okay, I know I repeat myself, guys, but it's just me kind of talking out loud because I'm still learning too. So now I'm going to round them out. Okay? Okay, can you guys see that now? I cut a little bit too low there. But you can adjust as you go. Cut deeper if you have to. Okay, so now I'm going to carve my eyebrows in, okay? And I'm going to feather all the way. I'm going to cut on the outsides of the lines on this side, then I'm going to feather it all back. Okay guys, so this is this point of the carving, whereas I'm going to lean it against the wall. I need to get a better backdrop for this thing here for the videos. It just looks like shit. But anyways, this part of the video is where I'm going to sit back, drink my coffee, go outside, have a smoke, and decide how I want to change the carving. All the blocking's done, okay? You guys can see I'm heavy hands, but you can see when I was going around the nose and the eyeballs, how I was really lightly touching it and feathering, being really soft with it. I'll tell you one thing about this carving I already don't like. I don't like how his beard comes out like that. I don't like how his beard comes out like this. So I'm going to end up cutting lots of this back. I won't film that though, but I'll use my bigger flex shaft fordome to do that with this bit. And you know, for the real new carvers too, you can buy gloves, cut resistant gloves if you're holding your piece. Like I said in my last video, I don't like to hold my pieces because I don't like to clamp them down because I like to spin it. You know what I mean? There's some parts where you can see where I spun it and I got like this with my dremel because I couldn't get to that angle from when it was this side. So I like to be able to spin my pieces around. So yeah, I'll just be quiet now and I'll have my friggin' smoke. And it's looking good. Okay, so I carved this back a bit, okay? I got my fordome with the Kutzall bit in it, and I made some big gouges in here, okay? Because I'm going to cut all these hairs in with my little, once again, guys, this roto zip bit. You can find it at your hardware store, the bigger outlet hardware stores. And this guy's going to have real thin hairs, but when you make the bigger lines, when you do bigger cuts first, it will give it the more ripply effect, right? So the bigger cuts first, then the little cuts overlapping. Real thin, guys. And when I do my eyeballs, my pupils, so I got my eyes carved in there, as good as I want them. This guy's going to be looking down this way. Okay. I like that effect. So I'm just going to get my Dremel flex shaft, wherever it friggin' is. There it is. And I'm just going to go, my Kutzall bar, I'm just going to go in there, straight in. Same angle. Pretend you're carving a straight eye in there. Okay? And bottom lip. So I tried to give him a chin. This is kind of raised up a bit in here. Looks messy in there. But his bottom lip, I'm just going to do it right there. So his bottom lip, I'm going to carve real deep in here. Inside the, I'm going to leave the lip and I'm going to carve on the outside of this line and feather it all back. So deep in here. And I'm also going to undercut in here. Underneath the mustache. So I'm going to cut this way. Okay? I'll film doing this. Oh yeah, wicked. Okay, now for the lip. Giving us some age lines. Now I'm going to cut the nostrils in, and I'm not going to cut like this. Damon out in California, don't cut straight down, you cut up and under. I'll push the Dremel this way underneath and give it a little flare on the side. Okay, now you can see them taking shape. See how I cut the nostrils? I could take this bridge of the nose down deeper if I wanted to, but you see he's looking this way. He's like, who's that? What's that there? I can round this eye off too, make it clean it up. I'll do that after. So I'm going to make a fast forward video now. This is probably going to take me a good half an hour to carve all the whiskers in with my Dremel. This is the boring part of the carving, guys. Look at this. It looks like he's got hair and it's kind of going up to one side. But this is the boring part. But the thinner you make your beard whiskers, the cooler the piece is going to look. Damon, this is a shout out to you. You see how these are all points? Okay? There's no flat spots, okay? They're all points. And I'm going to make the points now smaller with this by doing multiple passes right beside each other, crossing everything over. Super fast forward video I'll do with this, and I might carve this guy age line up in here with this too. Oh, man. Okay, that didn't take too long, but you guys see how I split up all the hairs. Look how real thin they are, Damon, out in there in California. Look how thin those hairs are. I split them up and I made them all like whoosh, whoosh, friggin' sound effects. So now what I'm going to do with this piece, take it outside and burn it with a little tiny propane torch just to help get rid of the fuzzies. And I'm going to create my own little sanding pad thing. I'll show you guys how I do it. It's a same thing for my chainsaw carvings. It's like a big flapper wheel that goes on a drill, but this piece will go on my Dremel flex shaft, okay? And it will just, I'll hit it lightly and hopefully it will sand everything down pretty good. I hope it works. Yeah, I hope it works. You hope it works. What's that? Who's that? Okay guys, this is just a 1-inch roll or 2-inch roll of abrasive, whatever it's called, sandpaper. I think it's, I don't know what kind of grit it is. I think it's like 150. So now I'm going to just go along, cut up little squares like this. If I had friggin' sharp scissors, dull scissors, can't even cut through sandpaper. I wonder why. I've cut so much sandpaper with these scissors and they're so dull. Friggin' dollar store stuff. I'm just gonna hit it with this quickly. This is like, what are these things called? Pads. Scrubbing dish pad things. This is a 1-inch, 1/8 nut and bolt on there, okay? Try and go nice and slow with this, because if you go too fast it will make your carving look green. Okay, this is the little disc thing I made. Same thing, 1/8 nut and bolt. The little discs. Go slow with this, guys. I'm on a foot pedal, so. Oh yeah, it works mint. Yeah, I freaking love this little thing. It worked mint. But the cheaper sandpaper you buy, the cheaper it will wear away. So that's the cloth back sandpaper. Okay? 1 second. I should have used this stuff, but I didn't. I forgot I had it. This brand name I got told is the best. Where is it? Right here. Klingspor. This is good stuff, and this is like the rules that you buy on eBay or Amazon. So like this was $8, okay? What this is 1 inch, 1 times 80 grit. That's all you need. Oh, I freaking love the way that stuff worked. Oh yeah. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is sand up here quickly. I won't film that, and then I'll talk to you guys when I'm done that. So there you go. Excuse me. She's a done WoodSpirit. I'd say kind of Japanese style. I didn't carve his eyebrow whiskers because I think his eyebrows are good enough the way they are. So it's done. What do you guys think? Open the comments down below, guys, and anybody that knows a wicked drawer. I'm looking for the drawings for my t-shirts for the WoodSpirits. Maybe a guy like this would be perfect. So I hope everybody's good. And, oh yeah. Never mind. What do you think? Yeah. Man, I love this style. Progress, people, progress. Okay. Sign your pieces, people. Sign your pieces. So, I got my initial carved in there. Sign it. This is who this piece is going to be made for. Well, it is. I made it for you. I've known your mom for a long time, and she tells me that you're a huge fan of the spirit trails and how you met me, and you love the WoodSpirits, and you're helping your mom with her YouTube channel. So I thought I'd make this for you. You can keep it forever. You got to name it. You got to put it on your wall. This guy's to protect you from all the bad spirits. This is a good spirit. Okay? Two bell. Oh, love, J-O-R-D-Y, let's fix that O, J-O-H-N-S-O-N. To Bell, love, Jodey Johnson. Look how terrible. I bet you, hey, Belle, you're only 9 years old, but I bet you got better rating than I got. So Belle is 9 years old. She lives in this town, in my town. Her mom's name is Chasta in Ladner. This is for you. I made it for you. Keep up at your art. You'll only get better and better and better. Take this guy home and let him protect you from all the bad spirits. Oh, come get your piece, Bill. Tell your mom to bring you over. Hope everybody's good.